lo and behold, the argument that's been going on forever. Not really forever, but a long time. So, is cheerleading a sport? Everybody has their opinions, and you're all entitled to your opinions. That's kind of what the amendments are for. But it's hard to fight it with logic. The logic of the definition and comparing it to other sports and logic, statistics, stuff like that. So, I mean, for cheerleading, it's the number one most dangerous sport. Did you hear that? Sport for women in the United States. And it's not because we just flop our bodies around. It's because the stuff we do is dangerous. I mean, so is getting tackled during football. You don't see people being like, oh, you shouldn't do that. You can't tackle people even though you're in football, and that's the point of it. The point of cheerleading is to do dangerous things and then perform it the best that you can. And to take this stuff that people only dream about, like for real, think about it this way. We fly. Like, even if we're not flyers, some of these people go like not throw themselves, but they get themselves up 10 to 15 feet in the air. And I mean, I can't do it that high, but that's just amazing. I mean, I want to know what other athlete can get their body 10 to 15 feet in the air. I mean, you get like gymnasts, but I'm going to say this. I do respect gymnastics a lot, but you can't compare the two. Because gymnastics has 4 apparatuses. We only have one. We have the floor. Their floor is a lot different than ours. It's different foam, and it's usually a rod floor, not a spring floor. And a rod floor is a consistent of different rods, and it tends to be more bouncy than like ours. Ours is tend to be more stiff because we also have to account for the fact that because we don't do just running, we do standing too, and they don't do standing tumbling. They go from the corner and they do their stuff, and then they do a whole bunch of other stuff, and then they go and do more stuff, like more tumbling. But we have to account for the fact that if we used a rod floor, we would sink far down to it, and it would also do a lot of tripping and stunts and stuff. So we have different floors. I don't want to say a lot more safe, well, not safe during English. Yeah, I'm going to use that, because they do have like a crap ton of mats. Like, I get that they have 4 apparatuses and we only have 1, but they also don't do stunts. They strictly do tumbling, and all the tumbling is different centered around those 4 events. We probably have more in common with acrobatics than gymnastics, because acrobatics, it's kind of like a cheerleading duet. Like, usually, or a group, I guess. Usually there's like 1 to 5 people, and that's what they do is they lift people, but they do it a lot differently. They don't do the jump. They usually do hand-to-hand stuff, and they take it up. Yeah, so it's a lot different. But I mean, you can't really compare one sport to another, because it's like comparing football to baseball. You can't compare cheerleading to gymnastics or cheerleading to acrobatics, because they're not the same thing. It's like comparing apples to oranges. You can't compare something unless they're the same, I guess. It's kind of like I don't know. Kind of like a science experiment. Like, you have to have your control group. But there is no way to change a sport and it still be the same sport. You get what I'm saying? There's always going to be different rules and different stuff. So, I mean, that's why you can't just be like, gymnastics is already taken, so cheerleading's not a sport. But it's a different sport. It's meant to be doing different things than gymnastics and acrobatics and everything else. And that's the point. Because that's how we have baseball, basketball, and football, and soccer. They all have to deal with balls. But I mean, one sport you kick it, the other one you hit it with a bat, one you throw, and the other one you shoot. I mean, you want to call those 4 the same because they use balls instead of, I don't know. So that's all I have to say about that subject, because you can't compare it to other sports because it's not the same sport.